Good morning, ANC Youth. Today's passage is Jeremiah 27, 1 through 11, and it's really interesting. God sends Jeremiah to King Zedekiah of Judah and the neighboring countries and tells him not to rebel against King Nebuchadnezzar of Babylon. And the question that came up in my mind was, why would God use an evil nation like the Babylonians to judge Judah, God's people? And the answer was that God loved them too much, and because of that, God disciplined them when they were in rebellion against Him, when they were sinning and turning away from Him. And what's interesting is that in verse 9 and 10, God says that there will be false prophets who will lie to them, who will just say good things, saying that it's all going to be okay. And you see, that's a warning for you and me, that if God considers us to be His children, then when we are turning away from Him, then God's going to discipline you and me. And I know that's a message that we don't like. We don't like the idea of discipline or rebuke or correction. But if we are God's children and if we are sinning, then at times, because of His love, God will discipline us. And the question is, how do we take discipline? How do we take it when God rebukes us through people? And when was the last time that we were disciplined, that we were open to that? I think a lack of discipline and rebuke and correction in our lives is not a sign that we are doing well, but maybe rather we are isolated, that we are maybe closed off, maybe that we have this wall that we're not inviting others into our lives. And one of the best ways that we could grow in this season and just in any season of life is to be open to God's discipline, which often comes through God's people and community and God's word. And so I hope that all of us, including me today, that we could turn to God's word and God's people, fellow brothers and sisters, and experience God's love in this way and grow through that. Have a good day.